Did you think learning guitar would be easier? Well, I did. But after 27 years as a pro guitarist and teacher, I wasted years on things that didn't work. It felt like a grind. And if you're busy and frustrated, this is the video for you, as I'm going to share the 5 biggest mistakes that slowed me down so you can finally make real progress every time you pick up your guitar. To start, I'm going to show you how to stop wasting the short practice time that you have and to maximize your results. After 5 intense years at music college, I was drowning in information. In my final year, the pressure was on. I had to sit in front of an examiner and from memory play any scale, arpeggio or chord anywhere on the fretboard, all to a metronome. So I did what most people would. I spent hours drilling every scale, every arpeggio, every triad and every key in every position. My brain was completely fried, but luckily I passed the exam and got a piece of paper for all my efforts. But here's the kicker. Years later, I can't remember 80% of what I crammed in. Most of it never stuck because I never actually used it in real music. Trying to learn everything at once is trying to fill a leaky bucket. Most of it just drains away. So only learn what you need and actually use. When you're learning a song, pay attention to the sounds or notes that jump out. Stop and figure out what makes them special. Build your practice around those moments. They'll stick, you'll feel motivated, and they'll improve your playing right away. And this leads me perfectly into the next mistake, because I wasted hours every day making this one. I remember picking up a guitarist magazine and seeing Steve Vai's 10-hour guitar workout and thought, that's it. That's how you become great. So during my summer holidays, I tried to copy it. 1 hour of scales and chord studies, finger exercises, ear training, sight reading, theory, composition, improvisation. I was clock watching, bored out of my mind, and nothing was sticking. Every day felt like a checklist, all that effort and barely any improvement. I was spreading myself too thin and the constant switching killed my motivation. Progress doesn't come from covering everything. It comes from going deeper on less. Instead of learning a load of exercises, pick 1 to 3 things you really want to improve. Spend 15 to 25 minutes on each, max, and then take short breaks before switching. That's how you actually master what you practice, instead of just skimming the surface. And if you're not sure how to structure the perfect routine that helps you actually learn songs quicker and grow as a guitarist, check the link in the description for my step-by-step system. But even the best routine won't help if you fall into the next trap, one that left me in the same place for years. For a long time, I just followed whatever my teachers gave me or what I needed to practice for work. I was always being led as a player, sometimes helpful, but as you'll find out, can actually slow you right down. When I look back, the times I grew the most, felt excited and really wanted to practice, all had the same pattern that you can easily repeat. For example, coming up to my wife's and I's 10-year wedding anniversary, I wanted to do something special. Since I proposed to her in Scotland, I set myself a challenge, write her an original acoustic fingerstyle piece inspired by Scotland. So I booked in lessons with a fabulous fingerstyle guitarist, Will McNichol, and learned new fingerstyle techniques and crafted a tune just for her. Every practice session had a purpose. I had a plan, a clear target, and I couldn't wait to pick up the guitar. That single meaningful goal kept me motivated, focused, and made practice time just completely fly. Practicing without a goal is like setting out on a road trip with no destination. You'll just burn fuel and go nowhere. So what's your goal right now? Pick something that excites you. Learn a song, master a tricky riff, or write a short piece of music. Make a simple plan and break it into steps and work towards it. You'll save time, progress faster, and enjoy the journey. Now, speaking of wasted time, this brings me on to a mistake that I made for almost a decade during my married life. When my kids were little, the house had to stay quiet. Babies napping, parents catching sleep whenever possible. So most of my practice happened late at night, with my electric guitar unplugged. And at the time it felt fine. I was getting some playing in, just keeping the fingers going. But after years of doing this, I got back into gigging, and plugging into a loud amp for the first time in ages was a complete shock. My tones sucked, my dynamics were off, and the sheer volume just completely threw me. I hated the way I sounded, and it completely knocked my confidence. So quiet practice made me unprepared. So how do we fix this? I'd mix up your practice. Play unplugged to focus on clean technique. Use headphones to get comfortable with recorded situations. And crucially, practice through your amp at ear level at manageable volume so you're confident when it counts. And if you play acoustic only, Well, I would still do this unplugged, headphones and amp if possible. And even if your setup is perfect, this next mistake cost me years of progress, and honestly, it's a little embarrassing. For ages, I buried myself in scales and flashy exercises, thinking they were the shortcut to sounding pro. But then came the reality check. I was in a recording studio laying some rhythm guitar parts down for this simple blues tune. But when it came to solo, over the fast, upbeat blues, I completely crumbled. My timing fell apart, my phrasing was off, and I couldn't lock into the groove. That failure hit hard. It showed me that exercises alone would not make me a musician. Without solid timing, feel, phrasing, and vocabulary, all the scales and exercises in the world would be useless. Spend time on real music. Learn the blues, learn songs, play in different tempos and keys, and record yourself, and you can really hear the truth in your actual playing. And these are the things to work on. In your next session, ditch the endless scale runs, play along with backing tracks, especially blues progressions. Change the tempo, change the key, and most importantly, hit record. Listening back is the fastest way to build real musician skills, not just finger memory. Even though you know these mistakes, this will be a complete waste of time if you don't know what to do next. So click on this video if you want to know the exact steps I would take to learn guitar as fast as possible as an adult with the limited time you have. Click on this video and I'll see you there.